Hey guys, it's E-Man, or you call me Lionheart, and today we're going to be going through my CDL draft league. This is a draft from DLC 2, so it's freshly new, and this is the first DLC 2 draft I have done, I'm going to be doing, and I am so happy with my team. But I don't want to do a very edited, yet again. I have one that I want to do very edited, and then I have these two side drafts I'm doing. I think would be fun for you guys to watch and see my process and see my teams and understand what I go through. But not like my super big league, so like at least, my process of choosing mons, because I've already used these in the past. Anyways, the CDL is pretty cool. You get pretty much like almost everything's allowed, of course besides like big ubers, but like a bunch of crazy mons are allowed. Another cool thing is that this is a mid-tier Terra, so Mon 13 or below get Terra, and there's a lot of great Mons. You get 25 Terra points, we get to choose 3 Terra typings. It is a great, I would say, a great Terra league, so I'm very excited to go through my picks, especially since I got 4th pick. I got 4th pick in the league, so I was bound to grab something heat. Basically, if you don't know, and like if you get like first 5, you're basically bound to pick up an amazing first mod. Of course, coming back around is going to be a little tough because you're simply trying to, a lot of picks will be gone. However, confirming a very first pick is great, and confirming my first pick made me so happy because I love this mod so much. You guys saw my first ever draft league ever, and I drafted pre-version of this guy because I love him so much. So I feel like I had to pick up Gorging Fire. Oh no, do they not show the spites on here? That's lame. Yeah, Gorging Fire is an amazing mon, and I generally think this will be Dragapult level. This is the first draft league he's in, so of course there's no information on him in draft league yet. However, this looks to be not only Dragapult potential, but simply just the fact that the sets make him really unpredictable. We can go through his moveset. He gets all of Entei old moves. I think he doesn't get extreme speed, however. Yeah, he lost extreme speed. However, he gains so much moves. He gains a crap ton of dragon moves. He gains Earthquake, which is massive. Facade, which is actually really weird because he can only be poisoned and impaired, which, I don't know. He gets some great setup moves like Dragon Dance and Iron Head, an amazing coverage move Morning Sun, and of course his signature move, I believe it's called Temper Flare. Yes, Temper Flare. No, Temper Flare is the other one. Sorry, what's it called? There's so many fire moves. I gotta type in fire. Basically, it's a fire protect, and it's so good. Wait, what? Is it not a fire move? It might just be protect. Basically, it makes it where if they make contact when I use this protect, like King Shield, they will be burned. This makes him an absolutely insane defensive mon, but also his base 115 attack stat and 91 speed is still amazing with his insane move pool. Mainly because he gets gets the greatest moves for his move pool, like getting Full Blitz and all this. Heat Crash, which is insane because the Heat Crash is same base power as Flare Blitz. So basically, he has a Flare Blitz without any damage recoil, which makes him pretty insane. Not to mention, he still gets like Outrage and all this stuff. Still gets healing. It's pretty crazy, and he does have 65 special attack, but funny enough, you could run him special if a certain team is very physically bulky, but not especially bulky. I have done this before with certain mods, and it has actually worked really well. And he has a pretty great move pool for this with Draco Meteor, Scorching Sands. He gets Flamethrower. I think he got Overheat. He also got, what's it called? Oh, he got another one. Maybe I'm lying. I guess he also got Ancient Power, however you wouldn't ruin that. But yeah, this mod is amazing. I also think Morning Sun is dumb with this guy, because his defense stat is just so good. Like, we can just run Assault Vest with him and be like Heat Crash, Earthquake, Dragon Claw, then last move for whatever coverage, or just straight up double edge for just regular damage. It's pretty crazy. Or we could just be like a Rocky helmet set with Morning Sun, and of course his protect move. Hold on, I actually don't know what it's called. Let me look and see what it's called. Raging Fury lasts 2 turns. Confuses the wait. Oh no, that's also really good from the Fire Outrage. But you know, it is this, right? No, you know, I have no idea what it's called. But yeah. Oh, here it is. Burning Bulwark. That's right. But yeah, basically it makes we could just run this and then boom, we're super defensive. So this mon is a monster. Of course we can't tear it. And he was 17 points, so he actually is also pretty much a steal. But I really think this mon is going to be like the next Dragapult and be up there with 19 points. Like, this mon is a menace. Of course, I don't know how fully, I guess now thinking about it, I don't know how fully it's going to be a menace, because stuff like Zent is now allowed in Draft League and stuff, so the meta became very different, but he's still a monster. Not to mention that if you play incorrectly in front of him and your check is a physical attacker, you could just lose the match right there because your check is now burned if you get Burning Bulwarked. This also just pretty much forces people to not use U-turn, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, I'm so happy to use this mon. I'm so excited to. Fire Dragon also, like, we didn't even talk about that. Fire Dragon is an amazing defensive and offensive typing, with it only being weak to Dragon and Ground, I believe. So he is I think actually no, he's also weak to Rock, which, you know, it's Rock. But yeah, the two big ones are Dragon, Ground, but those are also not so scary, since he does beat Dragon and Ground is a little scary with him. However, with our next pick, we don't really have that little threatening right there. Oh, actually, wait, no. I forgot the order I drafted him. I can't tell you that one yet. The next one I drafted, though, is going to be... I'm so happy to use this, and I'm so happy no one else gets to use it. This is the main reason why I drafted it. I didn't want anyone else to use this monster. We just picked up old reliable Reuniculus. Reuniculus is absolutely busted. Like, let's not get it over. Like, let's not, like, hide it all. In Draft League, this mon should be, like, 18 points. This mon is stupid. This mon gets an insane move pool. I mean, like, I'm just gonna scroll down. You can see it gets every single move it wants. There's not a move that it's missing. Like, it's really insane for that. But not, like, only that, but it has way too many sets it can run. There's the two big ones with Magic Guard, Life Orb, and you just start doing massive damage with, like, Psyshock, whatever you want to be, Shadow Ball, you know, coverage basically, and you get heals with Recover. Or you could just be an absolute menace. Also, not to mention Magic Guard stops Toxic, which is pretty big. But the other one is just Regenerator. You could just take hits and be like lefties or heavy duty. That was one of the big things. Heavy duty was like he would one way to stop Reuniculus was to be Spikes and Rock heavily oriented, like, you know, just get it really hazard stack. However, heavy duty just stops that entirely now, so this mod is still an absolute menace. And of course, it's pretty easy to say. Regenerator is possibly the best abilities ever, at least in singles. Like, you know, in doubles, it's obvious Intimidate's the best. This is pretty much the Intimidate of singles, if you're new to it. So, yes, it's kind of insane to get this. But another thing that's really nice with Magic Guard is that we could also just be Acid Armor, Calm Mind, Stored Power, and then have some fighting move. I think we get a better fighting move that's on the special side. Focus Blast, that's right. But he also gets Knockoff, but it's the fact that this is literally unstoppable. This with lefties right here, there's not really where to stop this. You can't be Toxic. If we get an Acid Armor up and a Calm Mind up, it is completely game over. You just can't stop this except throwing it out, Dragon Tailing it, whatever it may be. This mon is stupid, and I'm so glad I was able to pick it up. Now Overcoat's really bad. I'm gonna be honest. Overcoat's bad because Magic Guard does the exact same thing basically, but Magic Guard gives you better abilities or better buffs to it. So. And of course, it's not so great. 110 HP, 125 special attack. The decent bulk, it's the same as like Amoonguss, Clodsire, all these other crazy walls you see. I think it actually is a little bit higher. Like for instance, I think a move is like 70 and 85 or 80, so it's like it's already instantly higher stats. This mon is amazing, and I'm happy I get to use it, but I'm happy that no one else gets to. And now we can talk about the mon that works really well, that helps us at ground weakness with Gorging Fire. And he's back. The boy's back from our very first draft league. I had to bring him back in a league that he can actually pull his weight in. Not to say that he didn't, but like, you know, it was kind of unfair to put him in a Nat Dex league. We were able to draft one of my favorite mons of all time, Thunderous Therian. So happy. Electric Flying is an amazing typing. Weak to rock, weak to ice, weak to... I think that is it. Right? Yes. That is it, which is amazing. Ground immunity and electric immunity as well. And it's also just pretty... It has momentum with pivot, with U-turn, and volt switch. So if they don't have a ground type or one that's pretty predominant for the matchup, we can run volt switch and do a lot of damage with a momentum. If not, we can just run U-turn just for a safe swap. This mon is stupid yet again, an amazing stat pool, with the biggest stat pool being he is base 101 speed. He outspeeds all of base 100 mon. This is really massive because pretty much I think it's like 80% of mon, 75, something crazy like that. I don't remember the exact number, and I think this was before Gen 9, so the number might be up, high, or lower. Pretty much most mons in the game are base 100, especially competitive. So him being base 100 could just instantly stop those mons, not to mention they just stop Scarf mons. Another thing that's nice is there's a lot of base 95 speed or base 100 speed photosynthesis mons with boosted speed, so he can actually outspeed him with Scarf because of base 101, which is insane. That's one of his biggest, nicest things about him. Not to mention his crazy good stat. Like, look at this. This is great power creep right here, baby. There's not one bad stat he has. But let's get to his moveset, because he's still thunderous, so he gets an insane moveset. Of course, there's the bulk up, which actually could be pretty used with this 105 defense, like bulk up, acrobatics, crunch. He gets a bunch of moves. I think he gets Thunder Punch as well. He also gets Supercell Flam, which is insane. So a physical side looks crazy on this guy. The big one is special because he gets Thunderbolt, Volt Switch. He gets what's it called? When he gets his signature move, you don't really want to click that. He gets Sludge Bomb, he gets Flash Cannon, he also gets Knock Off, he gets Grass Knot, he gets Flash Cannon. This mon is a monster. This mon can even hold its weight in Nat Dex, which is something to say, but this is a truly amazing mon, and I'm also super happy that I get to use them again, because like I said, this is one of my favorite mons of all time, and there's simply one mon left that I have to use in a draft league. And it's my favorite mon of all time, Hoop Unbound. That's the only mon I haven't used that's like one of my favorite mons, so I need to use them at some point. But yeah, this is very, very exciting. I'm super hyped for this, and instantly this core is incredibly powerful, let's be honest. But our next mon is gonna make this even crazier, because we get our first Terramon, and the one I'm most excited about because I think it's so busted, but also because I was dared to, well, not dared to, but I promised my friend that I would use this. Okidoggy. Okidoggy with Terra is crazy good. This mon, yet again, for this one is a little bit less so of a great power cut mon with like not having great stats. However, AV makes this mon absolute bulky, a chunky boy with that base 128 damage. His ability Toxic Chain, just being able to have a 30% chance to toxic someone. Guard Dogs, making my opponent scared to actually have an Intimidate user, and also most importantly, scaring Lander's T from coming. Because you don't want to give me that plus 1 attack, we can't be swapped out if we're trying to set up. But also because this guy's moveset is yet again another crazy moveset. He gets bulk up, he gets all the great moves that you want for setup, but he gets crunch, he gets CC, he gets drain punch, he gets all the elemental punches, he gets gunk shot, he gets poison jump, he gets knockoff, which is massive. He also gets psychic fangs if you want to, not only for coverage, but also if you want to break screens, which is a way to stop Okidoggy, which is crazy. But you also get Shadow Claw, super powered. This mon is incredible, and his big weakness is that he is 4 times weak to Psychic. However, with our Terror type fighting, which is just more an offensive, hey, we want more fighting damage, but we also did Dark, so we completely immune Psychic, making it really, really hard to break this guy. Not to mention that he pretty much has coverage for whatever he's weak to. So he will be, you know, pretty much is a really powerful mon with a dark terror typing, which is kind of rare. Not to mention that his stab terror knockoff is incredibly hard. Not to mention, not to mention, I keep saying that, I'm sorry. But he also can poison the user or toxic the user. So a knockoff, a incredibly powerful knockoff into a toxic could just straight up win him the game if that's his check. That's how powerful Okidog would be. And our other terror type, and I almost said it, is fairy. Fairies, I think, I'm confident. I think it's a pretty great terror typing, not only because it is great defensive typing and offensive typing, because that's one of the moves he can't really coverage for a fairy. The big thing is also that it scares my opponent from me being my dark type. If I'm a dark type, then I could be a fairy type. It really makes it more complex. But most importantly, I think, let's be honest, we're probably going to be running Terra Dark. But Terra Fairy is great, and Terra Fighting is pretty insane if we do like a choice band, and not even to be choice band with this crazy attack stat with CC. It is pretty great mod. I am super excited to use this mod, and I'm so happy that I could tell my friend, hey, I'm using Okidagi for you, because I promised him I would use it like 7 months ago, and in a draft league, and I just haven't, because I haven't got the chance to, like, for a team. This is the first time, so I'm so happy. Yeah. Also, I mean, I should have probably said to start, but this is going to be a little bit of a rambling video about my team. If you guys don't like it, please tell me. I'll go back to how I did before, where I edit them, and I tell you guys specifically what I think is the best qualities about them. Of course, in those videos, I always have to miss some stuff about them, and that's why I like doing these. Because I kind of talked about them, I get to see the movesets, I don't get to forget. But when I do those really edited videos where I show my whole team builder and I have them, you know, all sorted out, of course, I make them a certain segment long, so they're not usually long. Or, you know, they don't really have that much info about the mod, so. But yeah, I'm trying to just get everything in here so you guys understand. Anyways, our next mod, I wanted good spin, okay? I've been in 10, 11 drafts now, and I haven't had one good mod with good rapid spin removal. Well, I think maybe my first league where I had Fortress. I think if you count Fortress, he's alright, he's okay, and it was Nat Deck, so he's even less good. I think he's pretty good in Paldea, not anymore. But this is, I think, an excellent rapid spin user. He came back in the new DLC. It's a really cool mon. He's a bulky boy that also gets to be an incredibly offensive threat being a mix attacker, and a Gen 1 boy Blastoise. I am incredibly excited to use this mod. I think this one's going to be so much fun. Now, even though I had the possibility to Terra him, I didn't give him Terra, because you will get to that with our next pick. But yeah, this guy's oh, don't look at those emojis. This guy's stats is pretty great for a Gen 1 starter. Decent HP, decent attack and special attack, with both being mixed, making me quite unpredictable, and also being a great check for certain mons. Like, I think a great one is like, I mean, this is not a great check or a great example, but this is a good way to like telecheck. Like Dash Bun is incredibly bulky on the physical side. However, it has basically no special bulk, so I could just be a special one with Scald. However, if there's one that's really specially bulky, like a Florges, I could be really physically bulky, or really physically offensive. Not to mention, he gets the best move ever, Shell Smash, which allows me to be both special or physical without deciding. Like, it's not like Dragon Dance or Bulk Up where I'm forced to be physical. I get to still choose if I want to be special or physical, which is amazing. This is a mixed mon that's incredibly hard to prep for that reason, like prep for. But still, his defense stats are amazing. 100 in both is great. The speed is alright. Actually, it's pretty great for being a pretty bulky mon. But of course, like I said, I wanted my hazard removal, and he does get rapid spin, which is definitely one of the big reasons. Pretty much the main reason I drafted him. Rapid spin is so important, especially in Paldea decks where there's so much hazard spin, there's so much rock users, there is just no hazard removal. And all the hazard moves are so expensive, so I was just like, I'm so happy that I was able to grab a decent one. I also want to let you guys on a little secret. So in all the drafts I've uploaded, with me not having good hazard removal. It's not because I didn't choose to, it's because I was kind of forced to. Yet again, learning Draft League, you get a lot of learning, and especially in every single thing, from drafting, from making your teams to draft, your preparation, and how you fight. One of the big things is you need to draft your Rapid Spinner very early. I did mine round 5 pick. I know a lot of people already draft, like for instance, Cyclozard, you know, all the big, great, like 18 points, of course, no surprise, was taking great tests, but when I grabbed Blastoids round 5, there was only like 3 hazard removals, and I know there's like 4 people in the league who just don't have hazard removal at all. And some of the ones they do, it's like Avalok, which is very mid. So I'm really glad I was able to actually get a good one. But I'm so excited to use this because he gets, yet again, another amazing move pool. That's one thing I wanted. I didn't want a mon to just be a very basic mon every week. It could be. I could be running the same set every week. However, I have the position or the opportunity to not be. I literally get a move for every single type. And as you can see, double ice. I get the special and physical variant. Same with the waters. Same with the darks. Same with the normals. We also get steel, which is more. He's definitely more of a special mon due to him. Bit of good moves like ice beam, hydro. What's it called? I mean, he does get focus blast, but flash cannon. Like he has more of a special move pool, especially with Scald. It's crazy awesome they got Scald back. Right? Am I lying to you guys? I'm lying to you guys. He doesn't get Scald. I think he was my other mon. He does get Liquidation. He gets Flip Turn, which is a massive buff for this guy. He's not a sitting duck sometimes. Sometimes he can be, depending on your set. But he can't be anymore because of Flip Turn, which is really great for him. Yeah, he also gets another massive move, of course, being Yawn. He sadly doesn't get any recovery moves besides, I mean, of course, every mon gets rest, pretty much. Not every mon, but 99% mons get rest. Besides that, though, there isn't any recovery, which is alright, but he still also great scenes like Haze and stuff, so I was really happy with this. I'm really, really happy with Blastoids. And yet again, I'm super excited to use Blastoids. He seems like an incredibly fun mon to use, so. Anyways, I think I've been hyping up that guy for long enough. This next mon was a little bit complicated. Not complicated, but we had to go through a little bit of a process to get him. This mon, I told my friend, hey, someone in the draft league, which is, you know, he's my friend. We've been in other draft leagues. We'd help each other. So, you know, I was like, hey, yo, can you pick up this mon for me? I'll pick up Slowbro for you. For me, you pick up Torterra because I didn't think Torterra was gonna last. When it come back to me, at least. Being round 4, you just don't get to make these really great picks. So I'm like, oh, Torterra's not lasting. And the reason why Torterra's not gonna last is because he's allowed to Terra, and we absolutely made this monster Terra. This guy has Terra Ground as his main primary typing. He's incredibly good for that. But yeah, we would make this trade, and this mon is crazy. Another big reason, he gets Shell Armor. He's a Shell Armor mon with Iron Defense and Synthesis. And Body Press. This mon cannot lose this way. This is an amazing mon for this. There's just some matchups where he just wins the game because there's no way to stop this with Terra. Anyways, let's get to his Terra typings. Like I said, we did Ground because I felt Ground was more I would say better than Grass, because there's times where certain moves, like his new move he got, Headlong Rush, it might not snag a kill, but with Terra Ground he can. But another reason is because the offensive typings, I mean, maybe you can make an argue for both. Grass and Ground are both, but I think Ground personally is better for me. Yeah. The big typing I think we'll be using most of the time is, of course, Electric. This is because we threaten any mons like Ground mons because we are Grass still. So we could still just threaten any mons who want to Earthquake us. However, it also makes a really tough 50-50 when we are specifically going to Terra. If they know we're going to be Terra Electric, our one weakness, which is Ground, do they click Ground on our resisted Terra Grass, or not Terra Grass, but our resisted Grass? Sorry about that. We're back. My dog came in, and I want him barking in the video. So, anyways, we were talking about how Terra Electric makes this really tough 50-50. Because if you do an incorrect, I'm taking a resisted ground move, and I'm getting something set up. Iron Defense, Shell Smash, whatever it may be. But if you correct wrong, do an incorrect also and do like an ice move into my Terra Electric, I'm just taking that. This is a great defensive typing, but I love that because that does come very often. That's a thing that happens very often in Graph League, where you're like making a 50-50 on if they're going to Terra this turn or not. So I do like that, especially with that typing. But yeah, of course, like I said, he gets Shell Smash. Shell Smash is insane with this mod. I mean, he doesn't get a crazy diverse move pool, however he still gets a good enough move pool to hit everything, and of course we get Terra Blast. Terra Electric is actually pretty great for him because certain threats like Corviknight and all this stuff he can't really touch well, but now he can with Terra Electric, so he doesn't really get walled by anything, which is also another truly amazing thing about him. But yeah, I think this mod's gonna go crazy. Another thing is that we could just be SD, which sounds weird because we have Shell Smash. However, something that we probably going to have to expect often in our matchups is that some mod is going to have Mirror Herb to try to get a Shell Smash. People love doing that nowadays. They try to get that Mirror Herb off on the Shell Smash mod. They get the boost, they kill in return, and they reverse sweep you. So Sword Dance could just completely counteract that if we want to, but it depends. But yeah, I'm so excited about this mod. And also, the last Terra type we did was Water, for more of a really defensive typing, if we really don't think Terra Electric is going to be great. However, I think Terra Electric might be coming pretty much 99% of the time. There's no reason not to. I was debating on Water or like Fairy, but I like Water more specifically for the stuff that we can't really stop. So, I like that. Alright, let's move on to the next mod, because I bet you guys know all about Terra, especially in Draft League. So, by this point, we have already gotten, this would be our 6th pick. So we only have pretty much 3 more before we're fully done, like we're set. And by this point, everything's getting pretty low. Everybody's making low picks. However, your boy has it all thought out. I had the team ready. We had the budget. So I was able to, well, with some trading, this one is a very complicated one. I got sniped. The round right before was going to be me. I got sniped for this one. However, he was really cool. He was down to trade. He was like, if you pick up Mimikyu for me, I'm just down to make this trade. You can have Zora Kisui. I am so excited to use this mod. Zora Kisui is an absolute menace with 2 immunities, 1 weakness being Dark, and a great move pool, an absolute stupid offensive stat pool with base 110 special, 110 speed, basically being able to outspeed anything in the meta. Because a lot of mods are around, there's some mods that do power creep, for instance, like Garchomp. However, we get to outspeed Garchomp, which is truly amazing. Being able to outspeed Garchomp is amazing. Sadly, no Terra. We could have, funny enough, this is a mod that could have been allowed to Terra. However, I don't like Terra for this because, if you don't know, if you Terra Zoroark, it does not keep that disguised. So if we Terra, everyone will know what my Zoroark is for the rest of the match. But that's another thing that's truly amazing about this mod. It makes the ultimate mind game. With his ability Illusion, we get to disguise ourselves as any Pokemon on our team. So we could disguise ourselves as a Torterra, thinking on we're about to set up in front of this guy. Oh, we're about to get a Shell Smash off and just sweep and win the game. They go into the Terra check. No, we're just gonna summon a fucking Specs Moonblast Shadow Ball in front of the enemy opponent and just snag a kill. That's why it's truly scary. But another thing is that this can just be a really true mind. Like, this could really mess up players, even if I'm not doing it on purpose, because Zoroark just does that. But one of the big reasons why I also drafted him, not because of I needed the speed tier, because that team is incredibly slow, but also because I needed a ghost and a normal type with my points. I already had my other 2 mons that I picked up, which I haven't picked up yet, but I had those 2 mons like as a stable. I was like, I want these 2. So, but I was just like, I need these 2 typings and I don't have enough points. So like, I'm gonna get them both in one. Vitamin, normal, and ghost is truly amazing. And I'm excited to use this mon. This mon, yet again, he gets a decent move pool. The big thing is that he gets to pretty much be able to click, be able to be specs and just click moves. That's his big thing. Hyper Voice, Shadow Ball, he gets Knockoff, he gets Nasty Plot if you want to run a non-choice set, which probably like Heavy Duty would be the big one. He gets Bit of Malice, which is alright. He gets Poltergeist, which actually is kind of crazy, but not that great. He gets Sludge Bomb. He gets to U-Turn. It's really great. He's a great mod. But this next mon, okay. This next mon, I was so iffy about. I was like, people were telling me like, yo, you should get this. When I say people, I mean the person who helps me all the time, draft. He helps me make all my teams. He always gives me a little feedback. He was like, yo, get this mon. And I'm like, I always get scared of that because it's always just a pick randomly. But I'm not gonna lie, I love this pick, but also because we needed a dark type for Okie Doggy, because you need that core. So why not let's just draft like one of the best regular dark types, Bishop. We get a dark and steel type. This is an amazing mon with having Defiant, which yet again fears my opponent for not being Intimidate, but also fears my opponent for bringing webs. If you get me to +2, I can just click Sucker Punch. I win the game if you set up webs. So you don't want to do that in front of a Bishop. That's another reason why I love this mon, but also because this mon is incredible because he got of course, an evolve, which means he can run Eviolite. This man has a base 200 defense and base 140 per def without any investment at all. This mon is insane. Yet again, he was also a mon that could Terror, however, due to Terror points, I was like, I have to pretty much say no. I already made my 2 Terror mons. I had them forgo with the Terror Okie Doggy, so. But yes, Bishop's amazing. Bishop has always been amazing in Draft League. He's always been a really great staple, even before the evolution, and now with it, even with power creep, he's still amazing. He gets the usual, he pretty much nowadays runs King Gambit moveset with Sucker Punch, Iron Head, and a dark move knockoff, which is a big thing, and of course SD. But he gets Rocks, he gets Sub, he gets T-Wave, which is like a big thing for me. I thought that was so interesting, because he really becomes a really good just bulky mon to have on the team overall. But he also gets a great move pool with Low Kick, Poison Jab, Shadow Claw. Grass Knot could actually be pretty useful, even though he only has 60 special attack. We could be finding something like Great Tusk, which I think takes like 60% from this man. It's pretty crazy, so that's really good. And also Facade, just to completely stop Will-O-Wisp from this guy. So that's another thing. Before, he would usually be ran Lumberry, so now that's a big oh no. But now he gets Facade, so it's actually pretty nice. Yeah, Dark Steel is of course 4 times weak to fighting, which we have Zork for, so that's a great core. But another great core is that we Unicorn, Thunder Siren, and Okie Doggy all have a great core with Bishop. That's why like this mon is really good after my friend telling me about it. I was like, oh, this is great. This is a great pick because of the typing. So this is a great mon. Another thing is that this can, depending on the mon, like a Fire mon is gonna come in, I could just pretty much get a free Gorgon Fire switch it. This mon is great. This mon I can also see pretty much just cleaning up endgame with Sucker Punch. Just because that's what King Gambit does with his base 125 attack stat. It's crazy good. Anyways, this next mon, you guys will see very familiar because we have drafted this mon literally in the very last league we are in. That's still going right now. And I've been using them. I've been using them in that league. They've been going off. Able to take a wave crash in the rain from Bascule Legion. I'm like, oh my god. This mon walls anything on the special side with base 154 per def. And it's a fairy type. Of course, I'm talking about Florges. Florges is the second time using it. I love Florges. It's incredible bulk. Gets Baton Pass, so we keep our momentum. Moonblast. There's some great other moves, like he could be Calm Mind, Draining Kiss, which is always a set that's ran. We get Screens, which is with this mon, which is pretty great. But another thing that's truly great about this is that we get Wish Protect. I think Wish Protect is so good. It's so good because it really does change your team from being pretty much having no recovery to always having recovery. For instance, we were just talking about how Okie Doggy doesn't really have great recovery. Neither does Bishop. Now we could just wish into them, and we're gonna be completely fine. Especially both of those. Okie Doggy is a great core with Florges because Florges is threatened by Steel types and Poison types. Okie Doggy can come in on those setup, get healed up by the wish, and just go off. Completely threatened Steel type. Poison is a little awkward. However, Okie Doggy still gets an incredible move pool, so he can still pretty much stop the poison types. So this is a great core with Okie Doggy. Which yet again, if you can't tell, I'm making a really Okie Doggy core team. I think Okie Doggy with Terra is kind of crazy. But not to mention, this is our Fairy Steel Dragon core. We got Bishop, Florges, Gorgon Fire, the Fairy Steel Dragon core, which is a great core. And of course I didn't talk about it, but we did get our core with Blastoise, Terra, Gorgon Fire for our Water, Fire, Grass core, which you should always have. And we got a Grounded Poison Okie Doggy, so. By this point, I had every single typing I wanted. Every single mon I wanted. Every single type of, I guess you would say, class you would want. I got my Clerics, I got my Supports, I got my Bulk, I got my Sweepers. I got everything I wanted for the team. And I only had 1 point left. So, there wasn't much else to do except just draft the best boy of all time, the Destroyer of Worlds, our mascot himself, Citadel. Look at our boy. Look at our boy. He's so fucking cute. He's a cute boy. He gets really Eevee-like. Gets sick fast. So, no fire. No ice moves. No. Look at our boy. I love Citadel. But not to mention, he gets 100 AP. 108 HP is actually pretty good for a 1 point mon. Like, he could actually come for some crazy reason. But we also gave him Terra because we have 1 point. There's no reason not to. I don't have any intention to swap any of these mons. I've been given a lot of trades, like people like asking to do trades because, you know, we got some heat, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm like, nah, I'm sticking with this man. So I was like, okay, we'll give him Terra. We gave him Terra, Ice, Water, and Ghost. Ghost is mainly just for another Rapid Spin stopper because, you know, Zoroark is also, but also this mon is probably not going to take Rapid Spin equally as well, but I think you get the gist. But yeah, and the other ones with the Water and Ice, or I think I did Fairy and Ice actually, it was more or less offensive typings, but I mean Water / Fairy is a defensive typing, but for him I think it's offensive. But yeah, this mon is a joke pick. I did this mainly because, you know, had 1 point. And the other one is it's a little mascot. Well, a baby mascot. Cetitan is our mascot. We are the Connecticut Cetitan. However, Citadel fits that. Connecticut Citadel, you know, it counts. I mean, look how crazy powerful he is, man. He gets Earthquake. He gets all the big moves. Does he get Hyper Beam? He probably gets Hyper Beam. He does get Yawn, which is pretty funny. He could do something with Yawn. Hey, watch me. You don't know. I might bring Belly Drum. I might do it. For a week. We might bring like something with Snowscape. We got Snowscape on Zoroark. We'll just do that. Give this man Belly Drums. We'll give him oh my god, he doesn't get Slush Rush. This mon is a little bit less better than I thought he would be. Anyways, I mean it would have been 86 speed. But whatever. Yes, this mon is a joke pick. However, I think with our team, this is an incredible team here. This team is really good. I really like this team. There's a couple, of course, not problems, but the big, you know, yeah, big problems with this team. The two big ones is we don't have spikes or toxic spikes at all. None of our mons get spikes, none of our mons get toxic spikes. We will simply not be able to do hazard spam at all. which is a little unfortunate because Spikes is amazing with Okidogi, same with Topteo, same with Therian, same with Gorgon Fire, all these mons. However, truly finding a good Spike user would truly be like a 3rd round pick, and what I want of a Uniclus that is absolutely busted, or what I want, I don't know, a Spike user. It was a hindsight after drafting, but it's alright. And the other one is kind of our speed tier. We only have 2 mons that are higher than base 100. We have, every mon is pretty much 80 and lower. Our 3 fastest mons are Zorkasui with 110 speed, which is amazing, don't get me wrong. Thunder Saiyan with 101 speed, yet again, amazing, because we outspeed those 101 mons, or 100 mons. And Gorgon Fire at 91, which is just mid. Everything else is base 80 under. That is just really bad for speed tiers, and speed tiers are so important. However, we do kind of counteract that with bulk. I mean, I think a great example is the league that I've been uploading, you guys have probably been watching, the LGL. I do have incredibly fast mons like Jolteon on that. However, most of my mons that have been going off are just my mons like Ursaluna, Annihilate with no speed investment, Corv, Claude, Florges. All these mons just have no speed, and they're just pretty much, taking these hits, healing up, doing damage, and dipping. And that's kind of what I wanted with this team as well. Of course, with some of the mons being like Thundurus and Gorgon Fire, where they just kill stuff. But yeah, I think that's alright. Another thing, we have a lot of knockoff users, which is great. Who is what knockoff users? Anyways, this video has gone long enough. My god, a 40-minute video. But hey, I think it's fun. I think it's fine. If you guys like this, please let me know. If not, I will just go back to my regular editing ways. Back in my editing dungeon. So, yeah. But I'm really happy with my team. There's not really one mon at all on my team. Of course, besides the Totodile, I'm not really excited to use. Every mon I'm very excited to use, except of course Totodile, which I, weirdly enough, am also excited if I get to use him as a joke pick for a week. So yeah, I'm happy with this team a lot. I'm very, very happy with this team. I think of course the biggest one I'm so happy about, especially since I sniped pretty much the entire league. Every person wanted Gorgon Fire, and I was able to grab him, so I'm so happy about that. I get to get my Entei, my boy, my good boy. We get the GOAT, the god himself. So yes, I am super happy with this. But I guess we'll see if I'm gonna stay happy when we do the battles for this league. Hey, we don't know, I might go 0-8. I won't win one match at all. I'll get 6 out every match with this godsend team. Yeah, I guess only time will tell. I will see you guys, hopefully, tomorrow when I will be uploading my LGL video, for week 3. So get ready for that. And even though it's next week, the weeks actually start for this league, the video, at the day I'm uploading this, it's gonna be a week until weeks actually start, the whole season. So there won't be a video for this pretty much for a decent bit, for the first week at least. However, we will have the LGL to keep us company, and maybe if I can finally start going crazy on the editing and the script writing for that other league and get that other league going. But yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in week 1. Later.